we need to add another variable. The variable will be like we need to know also like how many frames we have. How many frames? Like in here, like we have like 27. We need to know that because our main loop will be incrementing from one frame to another. Okay, so that loop will be our main loop. As I said, like we need to double click on this one to open this window. Okay, so let's add this variable. We'll name it like frame num, which is now for now it's equal to 27. Okay, in in 3dsmax script language, we don't need to declare the type of each variable. It's like it works almost like the anonymous typing. So by just doing like frame num, it's equal to 27. For him, like it's an integer. And as I just remembered, these value need to be like float, no integer. So I need just to make it a float. I just need to add like 0.0. So here now like it's a float, no integers. So because these are floats, no integers. Okay, if you divide like a number like 1 by an integer like 8, we'll have like 0 and not like 0.142. Okay, that's why they need to be a float, no integer, because the results between of a division between two integers is an integers. Anyhow, so we have like our frame num. So now, as first thing, as we remember, the first thing that we've done here that we changed the number of layers. We went from 1 to 3. The same will work in here. So we need to change the number of layers. So map list count. We'll make it equal to frame num, since for each frame we'll have like a layer. Then we'll have our loop. We'll be using the for loop. So for I equal to 0 to 26, because we are starting from 0. Do, and let's open a parenthesis and I'll close it. Okay. Okay, so let's go back to our images, sequence of images. And as I said, this number would be changing from a frame to another, like 3, 4, and then when we reach like 9, the frame that comes after, it's 10. And we need to take out 1, 0. We need to remember that. And so I'll be writing as so, like I will be doing like final. I'll name it like final file name equal to file name, this one, plus I as string, so to add it to my to this sequence of character, need to be like a string and not a number. And then plus, like if you go back in here, wrong place, this here, it will end by .png. So we'll be adding this sequence of character and then I, the number that will be changing, as a string, and then plus .png. .png. Okay, but we have a problem, since as I said, like once we reach like the number 10, we need to take out like 1, 0. So for that, I'll be adding like a condition statement. So if I said if I is equal to 10, do, or just then file, this one, file name will be equal to all this, but with just 2, 0, not 3. Okay, it's fine. From 10, like it will change to this series of character with just 20 in here, not 3 like this one. And since sometimes we can exceed like the for now our sequence finishes at 26, but let's say if we have like more than 100 frame, we need to take out like another 0. We need to think about that, make it like more general. It will work even for larger sequence. So we'll add like another condition of if I equal to 100, then file name, this one, will be equal to this one. And we need to also to know that the composite can't have more than 256 layers. We will see later how we can overcome that limitation. I'll show you how. So we need to have those two conditions for us to work safely. And then we can start with our work on the layers thing. For now, the first step after adding those 3 layers, the first step that the second step that we did, we associated each layer to a bitmap. So we need to do that. So edit materials. So since we are using the first slot, so I'll be using the number 1, and then map list first layer. We'll have like, since after executing since after executing this line we'll have like 27 layers. So we'll start by associating the first one to a bitmap and the second one. So this one need to have like not 1 but I, since it will be changing like, and since we are starting from 0 and we said like arrays in the 3dsmax script language start from 1, so I need to add like +1 in here to prevent from like out of range errors, stuff like that. So I need to add like 1, like I +1, because we are starting from 0 and arrays in 3D and the 3dsmax language script language start from 1. Anyhow, okay, and so map list I +1 equal bit map texture oops, mistake, bitmap. Okay, file name, damn it, file name to this final file name, Control C, Control V. Okay, so for this, like we with this line we'll be associating each layer to a bitmap, okay, from this sequence. Okay, so, and after that, after we added those bitmaps, we changed at first like those 2 value and we unchecked those 2 like the tiling thing. Okay, so let's do that since it's a general thing for all my layers. Okay, and we need to remember that all these options or parameters are located in the coordinates area, and we can access them by doing so in the script editor. Edit materials 1, the same, map. You know what, I'm gonna add something else, because I'm gonna be using like 3 sequence. We'll see like later we have 2 more sequence or 4 sequence of images as different examples, and we'll be using like different slots later. So I'm gonna add another variable, like I'll make it slot num is equal slot number is equal to 1, and I'm gonna just change this to slot number. Okay, so by just changing it, then later this number I will just switch from a slot to another. The map list I +1 Okay, and then words in the script editor, coordinates are we write like words for coordinates. Okay, and then the command to uncheck these two options is u tile is equal to false, and the same, just copy and paste this line, copy, paste, and then v tile. So, and then as I said, we need to change these two values. I'm gonna just copy and paste this one. I truly suggest you to rewrite, don't do copy paste like me, so you can memorize better the commands. Okay, the different like command. And this one will be like u tiling. Okay, u tiling is equal to, so we need to put this number at first guess, like we need to place it like the first number, and you'll see like what will happen once we do this, just to see what will happen once we say like it will be equal to 0.142 like in here. I'm gonna delete this I value and I'm gonna change this one to 1 because I need to execute only this line. Okay, so I'll be doing shift. Let's go to the first layer to make sure we are in the first layer, and let's change this one to 1 and this one, and let's check this, the tiling thing. Okay, and see if our script will work or no. And I will change these to 1. Okay, 1, delete these, just to make sure that we are on the right track or no. So shift enter in front of this line, and shift enter in front of this line. So it's writing false false. It means that it just worked, but it didn't refresh in here. So I need to get out and get in. Yeah, so it's unchecked, so it's working. And then let's shift enter in front of this line, and look what happened. Because let me tell you, we don't in here we need to put like the number of column, but we don't need to divide it. It will be divided once we execute this line. So for this, like I'll put just 8, and I'll do like shift enter, and so we'll do like shift enter in front of this line, and we'll have like this value. What happened is we need to give it like the column number, so we have this results. Actually, in the beginning when I wrote like 142, it was wrong. So this is the right value. Okay, since we have 8 column, 1 divided by 8 is 0.125, not 148. Sorry about that. Okay, so we need to place like the number of column and rows, not 1 divided by column and rows like we did in here. So it's the only difference. So if I copy and paste, just to write the V tiling now, I'll give it like 4. And because, as I said, these are floats, and we already have these variables, so I'm gonna just copy these, like copy and paste it in here, and copy this one, rows number, and place them in here. And I'm gonna put back the variables like soft slot num slot num slot num. Okay, and in here I'm going to put back I plus 1, so we are sure that we are on the right track. Okay, so these are the general modifications that will happen to all my bitmaps. Okay, the only difference is now it's in this area, like where are we going to place our images. Okay, and we need to write this. So we need to add these lines of code. So I'm gonna just copy, and so we don't waste lots of time, copy, paste this, Control C, Control V, and I'll add like U offset is equal to this, because these two values are going to increment. So I'm gonna use this two variable that I created for that reason. So this one will get like the, okay, let's change this variable to, since this one is the incrementation, the vertical incrementation, this one will be like the horizontal increment, not 8. I don't know why I wrote that. Horizontal with a capital H. So this one, U offset, will have like this variable, okay, that will increment horizontally from a column to another. Like if you go back to our, so it will be incrementing from a column to another, okay, this ink horizontal, and the ink vertical will be incremented from a row to another, rows. So Control V, and then I'm gonna just copy and paste this line and change the U by V and this one by vertical. Okay, so the first value, the vertical value will be incrementing at first, and then each time once we reach like this place, it need to go back to 0 and then increment the column one, the horizontal one, okay, to switch from a column to another. So we'll put like, and this value will increment by 1 divided by the number of rows, okay. So this one, just to place the second one, we need to add like 1 divided by the number of rows, okay, as we did in here, like when we did it like manually. Like the first one is 0, the second one 0.25, and the third one 0.5. So each time we incremented by 1 divided by the number of rows. Okay. Right. Okay, so ink where is equal to itself, since it's like an incrementation, in plus 1 divided by rows num. Okay, and we need to have add like a condition, like if ink where is equal to 1, then, or just do, and open parenthesis and close parenthesis, put back this value to 0, Control C, Control V, and increment ink horizontal. We'll switch to another column, so it's equal to itself, Control C, Control V, plus 1 divided by the number of columns this time. This one is the number of rows, and this one is the number of columns. Column. Num. Okay.